Since we're in the topic of retirement and being alone, let's
Yes.
talk some UFC and some retirement, if you will, because there are some guys who, very quite frankly, after some outings recently, should be on the top of that list to retire. Now, we've talked about, top of my list right out the gate, we've talked about Tony Ferguson for the longest time. No disrespect to Tony or anything like that. And listen, no disrespect to any of these guys that are going to be on this list that we're going to talk about, because it just happens to mean that they are ready to move on to a different chapter in their lives. That's
Look,
it.
I wasn't part of the MMA business. I'm not part of the MMA business. Oh no, I don't care. It's all due respect, but all respect taken away from you. If they're only fighting because you got to fight for money because you didn't save it properly, well, you're a stooge like the rest of us idiots that spend money stupidly.
Yeah, that is just a natural fact.
Yeah,
We're dumb. But I mean,
yeah.
Tony Ferguson, definitely one of the guys on the top of that list. I'd say, I wouldn't say it until not that recently, but after watching his last outing against Chase Hooper, I would have to say Clay Guida might be another guy on top of that list. And Clay's always been a guy, who lives in his van, goes from party to party, from surf wave to surf wave. Always, I would love to hang out with Clay Guida, but he's lost a step, right?
Yeah. I don't want to see Clay Guida fight anymore. I actually thought he retired a few years ago, and then I seen him fight on a fight night. I'm like, what? Why? Why is he still here? Like the CTE's got to be real.
But see, here's the thing. When you talk about a guy like Clay Guida, who comes, he was one of the Ultimate Fighter kids all the way back in the day, right? And we
No,
and
I
we
don't think he
talk about it.
was.
And we talk
Was he an
about a guy
Ultimate
like
Fighter
that.
kid?
I think like season
I
negative
know his
3 or something like
brother
that.
was.
It could have been.
Yeah,
You have a brother?
he has a
Oh,
brother. Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Oh,
But let me ask you this: why don't we have that same kind of feeling about a guy named Jim Miller?
oh, because Jim's fucking just a killer. Jim the Killer Miller.
No,
Yeah,
we
man.
only feel this way when they start to lose, dude.
Well, yeah, you want to see them retire. If you can stay Randy Couture your whole career, well then stay Randy Couture. But if you can't, and you're doing
What do you
face
mean?
plants like Ferguson,
Did you see what fucking Brock Lesnar did to Randy Couture?
yeah, that was at the end. That's when people were saying,
Yeah,
"Okay, Randy, it's time to call it in." Leota did this, like you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like that's time to call it in.
So I'm going to say a couple of names for you, and I want to know who's at the top of your list out of these two names right here.
What to retire?
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
fucking call it in.
Chris Weidman,
Take the bag and go home. That's still my boy. Yes, he should go home.
Anthony Smith.
100%. Anthony Smith should have quit before he started.
Is Anthony one of those guys that is too tough for his own good?
You said redolted wrong. No, I think Anthony Smith is uh, highly skilled, but not very intelligent.
I
He
think
tries to come across as he's intelligent, and he's nothing of the sort.
I listened to Anthony right after his last fight, and he was doing his show that he does on Sirius
Bisbee,
with
right?
Dean Thomas, right?
Oh, Dean. Yeah.
And and listening to him, and he was talking about retirement, and he was talking about the fact that he was like, you know what, I can't wait. I can't wait to retire. I can't wait to do, like, I'm going to be on all of the back knee medication and steroids and be so fit and just get like retired guy jacked.
Yeah, geez, straight
He
up.
goes, I am going to do all of the steroids in the world. And I was like, yeah, you go right ahead, bro.
I can respect that.
He already lives a life where he's like surrounded by females and estrogen his entire existence. You know what I mean? Because I think he's got like 4 daughters or something like that, and his wife. He's one of
Oh,
these
yeah.
dudes with like all these kids, and he needs to go on vacations more. He needs to retire. All of these guys do, right? All of these guys do.
Throw me
And
another
Chris
name.
Weidman. Chris Weidman's a guy that we said should have retired a long time ago as well,
He should have
right?
retired after the Yoel fight
Yeah.
when he took that nasty knee to the head and kneed like, or was it the knee or is it a shot? I don't know. He ended up kneeing himself in the face on the way down. Like when he got that nasty cut, that was pretty much it for him there. And then the leg break. Good lord.
And to be able to come back from that is like near impossible. And we've seen that.
Yeah.
We've seen that in a lot of guys. And I'm going to throw another name out there for you. And this is one that's just recent. And I want you to hear me out as to why. Colby Covington.
I am a real American. Fight for the rights to have Hogan. Walk
Okay, now
me
you
out
just got this.
to the
Just literally,
octagon.
you literally just got us unmonetized on this one.
No, we're good. We'll bypass that one. Yeah, Colby,
Col-
I haven't been impressed with for about 3 years.
how is it that Colby managed to reinvent himself worse than he was?
Yeah, well, he's dog shit, man. He's dog
You know
shit.
what I mean? Like you decided to come out with Chael Sonnen and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and Hogan turned down going to the SM&E, like the Saturday Night's Main Event gimmick, to do that instead. He was supposed to be at the NBC Peacock Saturday Night's Main Event, and he showed up
And
to
yet
walk Colby Covington out for a fight night.
no
Not a
Trump.
pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. Trump ain't showing up for no fight night. That ain't happening.
No.
You know?
Gotta be pay-per-view. It's gotta be something worth watching. And mind you, the rest of that card was fucking fantastic. That was a great fight night. If you're ever gonna sit down and watch a fight night and be, get your pay-per-views worth out of it without having to spend $1, that's it.
It was fantastic. And you know what?
Night.
Shout out Joaquin Buckley. Like, looked amazing, went out there, pieced up Colby. Colby looked like he didn't belong in that fight, regardless of what he says, because he decided to come out and say, I was just getting warmed up and I was starting to wear on him. Like you were absolutely wearing the shit out of his hands the way that you were headbutting him over and over and over. Mm-hmm. Like it was absolutely ridiculous. Listen, Colby, goodbye. Go do, you have the face for bare knuckle. So why don't you go do that? You can go be the next Greg Hardy and just get lumped out for absolutely no reason whatsoever.